Everybody wants a 1M until they see the price tag. So that got me thinking, what if I built one myself? In today's video, I'm going through all the OEM parts and prices to convert a 135i into a 1M clone. Now this isn't the cheapest option by any means, but I feel as though it's the proper option. I'm not doing a wide body kit. I'm not doing Alibaba Temu bumpers. This is authentic OEM BMW parts. Let's walk through the pricing and see what kind of damage we're into. And trust me, this got expensive fast, but there's smart ways to do it. All right, so we're gonna go over the front end conversion. We have a good bit of parts here. Did not leave any out to spare. The one item we did miss on this list are the marker lights that go on the fenders. Starting with the front bumper, it comes out to $1,355. Center grille, $86.51. Fenders, $710.40 per side. Wheel housing covers, $105.35 per side. The other wheel housing covers, $118.77 per side. Headlight brackets, $65.76 per side. Air ducts, $56.59 per side. Marker brackets, $58.60 per side. That brings our front end conversion cost total out to $3,672.25. Now let's get on to the rear. Now going into the rear end conversion cost, a lot of people would think the rear is a lot more expensive than the front. Due to some surprise, I did some research, found a company based out of the United Kingdom called Express Steel Panels. They offer two options for 1M rear quarter panels. They offer the arches, which is what I got. They're labeled as repair arches. They came out to $600 and change to be shipped to my door here in the US. They are molded and steel pressed from an OEM 1M quarter. So it's about as close to OEM you can get, and it's about 5% of the price. So I consider that a massive win in my book, and also my wallet, because I'm not spending 16 grand for two rear quarters from BMW. They used to be $1,200 and now it's fine. I would have pulled the trigger then, but 8 grand a side? Ugh. Anyways, let's get into price. Rear bumper comes out to $1277.46. Unfortunately, they got rid of the bumper that does not have sensor holes, so I'll have to work around filling these holes in and smoothing them out with bodywork. Not too concerned, just slightly annoying. Rear bumper guides, $75.37 a piece. Set of covers, $57.77. You need two of these, comes out to $115.54. Side skirts, $368.92 a piece. Rear wheel housing covers, $148.45 a piece. I ordered some nuts and bolts that came with everything. They're assembly. You didn't have to get them, but I got them. They were $42. Express steel panels. I got the arch version, like I said. Came out to $685.84. This includes shipping to my door here in the US. My initial reaction to these arches is they're about as close as OEM as you can get. Visually, they look really good. They look really high quality. I'm sending the car off to the body shop just to get the rear quarters molded and bodywork done. I plan on doing the rest of the bodywork as well as the painting. I will ask the shop after it's done kind of the thought on the arches, or if I should have got the rear full quarters that they offer. Not too much of a price difference, but that's something to keep in mind. I will keep you updated because the car will be sent off to the body shop relatively soon. So that brings our total rear end conversion cost to $3,306.32, thus bringing the total out to $6,978.77. That total really hit me when I added it up and when I look on my credit card statement and I see that. But if you're smart, responsible, you plan for a build like this, shouldn't really affect you too much. It doesn't affect me too much because I planned for this for many months and I sold a personal car to fund it. But to get a little bit of an extra discount, I'm going to give you a little secret here. All of these parts I did buy from the dealer, and if you plan on doing a OEM 1M and get all the parts directly from BMW themselves, what I would do is go to a local BMW dealership close to you. I would call them first. This is the exact script. I called BMW. It goes, "Hey, this is Sun Motor BMW. How can I help you?" "Hi, this is Jared. I have a parts list of about 20 parts. I was wondering if you guys offer bundle deals." "Yeah, we could probably do a bundle deals, probably thinking around 15%, if that sounds good." "Yeah, that sounds good. Can I email you over the list and you can shoot me back an invoice of what the total would be?" "Sure thing. Here's my email, blah, 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 at bmw.com, whatever." "Okay, cool. I'll send the list over immediately." 30 minutes go by. I get an email back saying, "Hey, Jared, here's the entire parts list and a quote plus 15% off." They gave me 15% off because I gave them an entire bundle. But I also said, hey, if you give me 15% off, I will order this list. So they know I'm not joking around. They know that if they give me that discount I cannot get anywhere else, I'm going to order it. If you look up all of these parts on ECS Tuning, Turner Motorsports, I'm sure there's other websites out there, they're going to be giving you market prices of what BMW has at their dealership. So I already emailed one of these suppliers and I said, hey, can you do a bundle deal? They said no because the margins are so thin from BMW. So why don't I just go to BMW myself? So I went to BMW myself. I got that 15% bundle deal, and it saved me maybe $1,000 to $1,500 on the entire order for front and rear, which is huge. $1,000 to $1,500 goes pretty far in a build like this, and it gives me a little bit more of a cushion if things were to go wrong. So if you're planning on doing this build, use that trick. It'll save you a good bit of money. Plus, it'll just make you more excited because you got more money to spend on more things. Use that trick. The same trick applies if you order a lot of aftermarket parts. So if you plan on doing a big order of clutches, maybe some ignition, blow-off valves, charge pipes, whatever it might be, if you plan on doing a big bulk order, send an email to that company and say, hey, can you do bundle deals? The worst they can say is, no, we can't do bundle deals. The best they can say is, hey, have it for free. They're not going to have it for free. But the best they could say is, hey, here's a 10 or 15% off of your total order. Feel free to let us know of any questions. But don't be scared to ask. It might save you a good bit of money, and it might make your project go a little bit further than you expected it to. That's little tips and tricks with Jared on saving money on car parts. Let's move on to what I missed ordering all these parts. Now, like I said, there were a few items that I missed. Some of them are as follows. So I missed the markers on the front fenders. They'll probably come out to around $300. The rear diffuser, I decided to not get the rear diffuser simply because I have a carbon diffuser, carbon front lip, and carbon side skirts coming. Save me a little money. I just decided to not get the OEM rear diffuser as I'm getting a carbon one. If you decide to go a dual exhaust, OEM style 1M dual exhaust, you'll have to relocate your battery and you might have to get some charcoal canister parts in order for you to fit a dual exhaust style in the rear. However, I'm doing a single 3.5-inch exhaust straight out the rear. I don't have to worry about that. Plus, it saves me a little money and puts it back in my pocket for other unforeseen circumstances that I might run into while doing the conversion on this car. If those things are a big deal to you, you can order them, do a little research, reach out to Thick Whip. Thick Whip has his entire parts list, also parts credits to him as well. I'll tag his user down in the comments somewhere. To save you a little money, I just decided not to go with the relocation and charcoal canister parts, plus spending another $2,000 on a dual exhaust when I'm spending about $1,000 on a custom-made 3.5. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to updating you further on the parts of this build. The next episode will include a twin disc DKM clutch that we are going to be installing, as well as installing single 3.5-inch catback exhaust. I hope you stick around. I look forward to enjoying this entire process, and I hope you enjoy it as much as me. Plus, I hope I motivate you to go out there, spend a little bit of money on your cars responsibly, and chase your dreams. I'll see you in the next time. For the love of the game, see you later.